Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to GrindHouse Podcast. I'm your host, 365 Vince, and I've got my bro Humble Hampton on the platform with me today. And so we're shooting our first introductory episode to the GrindHouse Podcast. So welcome everyone. We kind of just want to introduce ourselves, the GrindHouse brand, give you guys a little backstory on myself, what the brand is about, and how I got to this point in life. So we hope that you take the time to tap into the episode. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check us out on all platforms, 365 Vince and Humble Hampton.
What even made you start GrindHouse? Like GrindHouse Apparel, GrindHouse Podcast, like where did that even come from?
So actually, man, the GrindHouse, like the whole label, the whole brand, it really came from something I had made like 3 years ago. So I had a 365 grind brand.
Okay, I remember.
Yeah, and I never got to launch it. Like I had so many other businesses at that time, like so it just got shelved. Like I had my graphic design guy Blaze, you know what I mean. So shout out to him. I had him make me that stuff like 3 years ago, and then I just shelved it. And when I was relaunching in this current time, I was like, all right, I like the 365 grind, but it's like, all right, cool. Like, how do I encompass that? And so I was like, all right, you know, like the GrindHouse concept is like, all right, you know, the brick by brick type deal, you know what I mean? Like, but everybody kind of asks, like, if you even look on the shirt, it's kind of like a window, but it's unfinished. So it's kind of like a cross. And it's like a window at the same time, but it's like an unfinished piece, right? Okay. Because I always say this, people always looking at something through a different lens, like, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, they looking through it like, oh, is this a finished product or what is this for them?
Like half empty, half full,
right? Like everybody always does that. They're like they always looking through your like a different perspective. So I was like, you know what? Like, you know, I wanted people to realize that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can look through this window and it might be finished to you. It might be a cross. You might think it's a cross. You might think it's a window, but it's like just kind of the perception for people. So like that whole GrindHouse brand was the brick by bricks, the steps that it took, and it's really the concept of like building my house my way. Right? You don't know if it's a finished product or not. Like you don't know if that house is supposed to be a completed window or not, but it's like, it's my process.
That's a lot like life too. They'll look at you from the outside, see your family, see what you're doing. And most people, they be like, oh, you made it. You got everything. Yeah, but in your mind, you like,
I got so much to
hey, I'm just getting started.
I'm just
tip
getting
of the
started.
Iceberg. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And so like that's like the GrindHouse concept, man. And then like the 365 is just like the concept of, you know, every day.
Yeah, every day.
It don't gotta be perfect. I really learned that just like a lot of times people don't lock in. You know what I mean? I've seen friends that I had like that I thought I had to talk to every day or whatever, and then like they done just ghosted me for like a whole year, and then they come back and I'm like, dang, buddy up a mill right now. Like he done really been out the way. He locked in, and he just like, hey bro, I had to lock in this way. But it's like, I tell people this, if you could lock in for even 6 months, right? Like I tell people, if you could just lock in for a solid 6 months, like your whole life
will change.
It will change, bro. And I tell people this all the time. People feel like they're working hard and they're not. Like they're not really like fully locked in. They're just,
hey, boy, I'll never forget that one time. I don't know if I was working with you that one time, and I finished work for the day, and I maybe did my little side hustle. But you were maybe doing something else, and you looked at me and you was like, that's it? And I'm like, bro, like, what you mean? I got a job, I'm a vet, I done did this all in one day. And you looking at me like, yeah, I did that, but I'm still doing this part. And then before I go to bed, I got to do that with the kids. And I'm like, bro, like, when is it enough?
Well, I just feel like it depends on what's locked in for you, right? And then what's the goal? Like at the end of the day, everybody talks about financial freedom. Everybody talks about success, and like, what is that for you though? Because again, like if you look at, like I just said earlier, like you looking through my lens, right? Success for you might be like you just get to go pick your kids up every day, but that's not it for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I even think about how like me and my wife may look at things. My wife, she loved just being able to drive my kids to school in the morning, right? Yeah, like, and that's cool.
Hair nails done. Look, Starbucks.
And then, like, I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, I guess, like, sometimes I can be, like, a buzzkill around people because my wife will tell me. My wife will be like, we'll make some great accomplishment. I'll be like, I don't like
shit basic.
Yeah, like,
regular shit. I don't made 100,000 last month.
Yeah, it's all right. And that's it for me because it's I think one thing that I struggle with is, like, kind of, like, celebrating in the moment because it's like, all right, what's next?
I can see that.
But, like, I'm a process guy. So, like, I don't really appreciate the moment where it happens.
Yeah.
The part that I appreciated was getting there.
You the type of guy, because I've been your friend for so long, too. And I feel like everybody should have a part of this. you definitely enjoy the journey.
Yeah,
Like
like-
you go crazy and you love the journey. Like you can smile throughout the whole process because you know the work that you did is about to get you what you, right?
Yeah.
But I think that most people, they dread the process.
Yeah, and they like the party. They like the party at the end when we're celebrating the 100,000.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think what was crazy is like my first year that I made some big money. Like, I don't even think we celebrated it. I don't even think we didn't. I don't even feel like even when I had a year where I made like $980,000 in a year between all the businesses, right? And I was so upset. Like I was like, it's not $1 million. And like everybody around me was like, everybody was like, bro, you're crazy.
You're tripping, yeah.
And I'm like, no, bro.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
I didn't understand that though.
Because that's like, but the goal was $1 million, and like I want everything that I planned for. Like I'm short. It's not like I'm short at the end of it. So it's like the process for me was like, man, there was a couple days where I went to bed and I acted like, you know what I mean? Like I knew I could have did better. So it's like in the journey, you know what I mean? I'm looking at it like, I mean, that's cool. And I mean, we celebrated during the time. Like, don't get it wrong. We going to Vegas. We taking trips. We going places. We doing things. But it's like ultimately, like at the end of it, like they would tell you, I really was upset. Like I was really upset about it because I was like, man, like we didn't get what the goal was. Like I set out for this number, like. I set out for $1 million, not 980,000. Like, and it was like, and honestly, it was more than that. It was like 989. Honestly, like now I'm really thinking, but it was like 989. I'm like, when I say I was upset, like,
bro, you're crazy right now, bro. Like,
but again, like I'm not I enjoyed like that grind process. Like that's where you get that GrindHouse. Like it's like, bro, I enjoy the hustle. Like. Even on a day off, like, I don't even know what to do with myself. Like, I'm so used to being dedicated to a goal or a task that, like, when I don't have something to do, it's like, okay, what are we doing now? Like, you know, I think the biggest question that people always ask me is, like, what do you do when you arrive?
Right. Like once you get there,
like,
what's next?
And that's, like, a struggle for me of why I don't like to celebrate, because now we're there.
Right.
So now what do we do? Like, is it all over with?
Now you
like,
do we
just
do it again?
Yeah. Like, is there a new goal?
You hit a meal, do 10.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's been times where I've hit like these super high peaks in money, and then like that's why I said like it's perspective, right? I've made crazy amounts of money, and then I've been in a year where I've made 300,000, but I was happier that year. So it's
you had more time on your hands that year.
Yeah, like I'm like, all right, well, I worked on myself. So it's like that's what I said. Like, what is success for you, or what is important to you at times? Like I've been in times where the only thing that was important to me was hitting the financial goal, and that was the only goal. There's been years where I was like, then I passed up, and I'm like, man, like okay, my son's this age now. I need to be around him like every day. I need to be locked in. Like that's locked in though. Mm-hmm. Like that's a different part of being locked in. It's just, it's not that I'm not locked. You know what I mean? And that's when people think you fell off. And that's what the crazy. But you don't know my goal like this year.
Everybody got different. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like, even me, like I'm like, man, like I had people like, oh yeah, you fell off. You know what I mean? And I'm like, nah, I didn't fall off. I just had other focuses.
Bro,
like
just switched up his focus. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, don't twist it though, because like I could really run this. I could really run this up. You know, I remember telling one of my friends a few years ago. Because he's like, bro, you never been in my industry before, so you don't understand it. Like, you just speak like you can do it. I said, bro, I'm comping any industry.
What industry is he in then?
You know what I mean? And
like you can't read a book and learn about anything.
But, I told him, bro, I'm comping any industry. Like, if I come in your lane tomorrow, like, you got an issue, you got a problem. And that's kind of how I look at, like, anything that I look at is, like, whatever my focus is for that year is comp. Like, if my focus is to be a good dad, bro, I'm on it. You know what I mean? If my focus is to get in shape, then I'm on it. If my focus is money, like, okay, cool, we're going to run it up. And I think that, like, overall, like, when I look at all the pieces that, I've built over time, the focus shifts. And now that I've got time to, like, have my own personal brand, like, I'm not having to go to a business. I'm not going to a brick and mortar. I just really got time to figure out what I like and what I like to do.
What you want to do, yeah.
And so, like, I'm going to build my house. I'm going to grind it out. I'm going to build my house. Like, and it's going to look the way I want it to.
That's one of the things that I probably always, like, respected about you, too, because a lot of people will let life and, like, certain scenarios stop the vision. Hey, even when you started your marketing company, Brandon with a Vision, it was like I saw the vision then, and like the way you just explained GrindHouse, because some people can probably take it at a first glance if they don't know you, if they see you, they know you kind of athletic, you got GrindHouse apparel. It's almost kind of, I would say,
Sports.
aggressive or like sports related, right? Yeah. And then most people are like, dang, like they don't like the feeling of I gotta grind every day or woo woo. And then I realized, like I was talking to myself, I was like, but the ones and the people that don't like that pressure, right? That don't like that feeling of, you got to grind to get to that goal.
Yeah.
Then it ain't for you.
It's not for everybody.
GrindHouse, it ain't for you. If you lazy, contempt, if you don't push yourself to reach your goals, then this brand is not for you. So I said, bro, been my friend for so long simply because, and when I'm down, I just got to look to my left. And I know he gonna keep going. I know he's still pushing to reach his goals. Sometimes that's all you need is the people around you that's gonna keep going. So personally, with your GrindHouse brand, let's just talk about the podcast.
Yeah.
I personally believe that it's gonna be easy for you to find people in your niche, in your area, that got the same mindset as you, that can actually probably sit down and talk to you about the other sides of success that you haven't reached yet.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's where you at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't even gonna lie. I think that's definitely a fact, man. And like even kind of being in the space I'm in now, it's like a weird space because like
you are in a weird place.
I'm in a weird place where like I'm trying to figure out like, all right, do I want to be in that 7-figure like deep off bracket, or do I want to just be comfortable in like a deep 6 bracket?
Because both, like you kind of
and I've been in both, and now it's like, all right, cool, what's balance now? And I done made money to the point where it's like, all right, man, like it ain't even fun. Like this is I don't like this either, because like I tell people this, to make money, like I hate when people be like, oh, you don't have to be a jerk, or you don't have to be a certain way to make money. I'm like, have you ever made money?
Can't be nice.
Have you? I immediately know they've never made no type of money, bro.
Can't be nice, yeah.
Because like, I won't say you got to be mean, but you have to be a certain way.
You got to know what you want. And
you know what I'm saying?
Be assertive.
And you have to be, like, to make 7 figures, bro, it's like, it's a no excuses mind frame. And what I mean by when I say no excuses, you come off a way to people.
Yeah.
You do.
Because you don't bullshit. Everybody else bullshit.
And you don't mean it you don't mean it that way. But like, I remember like people telling me, oh, I got kids, I got this and that. And then you see my face, like, I don't really care, bro. Right. Like I don't really care, bro. I really don't. Like you sound like you want to be broke, and I don't. So, but then like they look at you like, oh, you're rude. And I'm like, I'm not rude. It's just, I got somewhere I'm trying to get to, and like you saying you want to get there, but like I'm watching your lifestyle.
Yeah, you saying you want to get there, but I hear the excuses come out your mouth next.
Well, it's like I tell people, your life looks like exactly the decisions you make every day.
That's right.
Like when I see somebody and I see them have this nice Porsche 911, or I see them in this nice car, or I see them afford a certain thing, or I see them in a lifestyle, like I'm like, yeah, they choices probably look like that.
Right.
Like they probably making
choices
that allow them to purchase $100,000 car. Like, right. and you can get mad, you could get sad, you could say it's materialistic, you could say whatever. But at the end of the day, it's my only life that I get to live, so I want to live it comfortable. I want to have fun in it. Like, what's the point of sitting here? You think about it, you get like for black men, we get an average of maybe 70 years, and think about how many of them are your peak years. You maybe get 20 peak years,
right?
20, like where you want to run. Okay, so you think in 20 years, and you think I'm in my, peak can start at any time, but I would like to think like these are prime years, right?
You're in your prime years right now,
man. Yeah. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to listen to none of it. Like, and I think it's just levels it's just levels to it, right? Like, our friend JB, man, I be talking to him sometimes, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did a $30K move on this, and he was like, oh yeah, I was bought a $300,000 house in cash, and I'm like.
Nah, yeah, hey bro, young too, bro.
And he's younger than me.
Bro, young.
And he's younger than me. And it's like,
but that's what I mean, like having that type of energy just to know that that's what's going on. Oh, you like, okay, bet.
And it's like, man, I remember, bro, like out the back of the remember when we used to
right, what we used to call, bro?
Yeah, bro, we ain't gonna put it out there, but we
ain't gonna say we used to.
He used to be the little bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Nah. He a big dog in the game now, and it's like that's kind of why I'm like, man, it's a weird space, because it's like I got friends that know me from when all I was doing was pushing the highest envelope, and they're like, bro, you're so much more capable. But I'm like, man, if you knew the person I was then though, like it didn't fit my family dynamic because they all felt like I was mean. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody feel like you mean, but it's like you're not mean. It's just
they not own what you own, and it start to feel like the world against you.
yeah, because it's like as soon as you start holding people to real accountability, and I mean real, like, hey, bro, you watch TV for 4 hours today. Be quiet. Stop talking to me about your want. Like, but then you're like, then it's like you're attacking them. But it's not. I'm not attacking you, bro. I'm telling you your reality. Like, your reality is like if you look at your screen time on your phone, it's 8 hours in a day. My reality is mine was when I was trying to make money. Bro, you know, I used to get mad. Y'all was on the phone at work.
Yeah.
I used to get so mad because it's like, bro, we got money to make. We have a goal to hit, and we cannot sit here and waste time. So it's like, it's finding that balance for me where I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I got money. I can chase money. I can chase happiness. I can chase freedom.
Yeah, you in that what I call like that gray matter, like in that gray space area right now where you like, hey, do I need time for myself? Do I need to focus on my spiritual, my mental?
Yeah.
Or do I need to go ahead and lock in and go hard on my business because I got the time? Or do I need to focus on my kids because I'm home more now? They want, trust me, bro. We go through some of the same ebbs and flows. You just like, a few years, above me. Right.
Man, everybody asks me why I picked the black and white colors for my brand. And if you know me as a person, I hate areas of gray. I hate them. I do not like areas of gray. And if you look at the room, I promise you, I colored the room a certain way because it's like my lifestyle right now. It's like an area of black over there.
When I heard you first talk about it, I'll say, colors explain a lot about a person.
Yes, man.
Your brand colors.
Yes,
what
bro.
You choose to.
And it's like if you know me, man, like people who really are around me, I'm a black and white guy.
Ain't no in between.
Ain't no in between.
Yes or no.
You did it or you didn't. And if you around me, like you know to a T, like I'm a super black and white.
Yeah.
And once we get in them areas of gray, they uncomfortable for me because it's like the
therapist that y'all put me on to. Shout out to her. Shout out to Rhonda. She taught me something about being in the gray area and making room for the gray area. Not for everybody, but for the people you love.
Yeah.
Not for the Joe Blows, and this ain't for social media, but you make gray area and it's uncomfortable. It's more uncomfortable, actually. Because you feel like you shouldn't have to make gray area for the people that understand you the most.
Man, you around me.
How much time? How much gray area have you had to give me though?
You know.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I'm learning that over time, man. It's like, I would say like my personal life has gotten better. Like I'm not as, I would say, amped up all the time. Like I can be more laid back. Now don't twist it. Like there's other people who be like, bro, you're so. Like, you're so amped up, and I'm like, man, it just depends on what you speaking to me
who
on.
you are, what I'm saying?
And it depends on what we speaking about, like, you know what I mean? And so,
yeah.
I would say, like, the areas of gray, like, I don't like them because, we can look at it in a couple different ways. Move yourself, little man, but,
Leo.
Everybody, this is Leo. He's, he in the building. But, with even dealing with like relationship stuff, like, man, there's
too many gray areas.
It's
bro.
too many.
Man, like the whole world gray.
The whole relationship gray, because it's not like did you do it or did you not. It's did you do it, but you were, you know what I'm saying, like XYZ. So I just think that's kind of like how I look at things as I'm moving forward. We've been talking about me, man. Hey, tell us about you, man. Like,
man.
What you got going on, who are you? Tell them about yourself. You rocking the brand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. What you got going on?
Hey, baby. What's wrong? What's wrong, baby? Everybody, that's my daughter Nova over there. Nova, say hi, everybody. Yeah. But no, my name is Humble Hampton, and you can find me at Humble Hampton across all social media platforms. So now I fix credit, and I do digital marketing, personal branding. I recently just got my own office space, so if y'all really want to tap in with me, you're going to have to DM me, and we can set it up that way. But I'm solely here to promote and support my brother Darnell, my brother, with the GrindHouse Apparel, the GrindHouse Entertainment. We came up, it's been how many years now?
I'm trying to think. 2015. Yeah, 10 years.
10 years. That's
10 years,
been
bro.
about 10 years
Yeah,
now.
because I got back from Afghanistan in 2015.
Yep. I bought the challenge in 2015.
Yeah,
So
2015, bro.
2015, man, we've done some amazing things since then. We gave back to the community, started groups and organizations, I can't count how many people we've actually poured back into. I can't count how many businesses he's actually boosted sales for, you know.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It's a couple of them that owe me some residuals at this point.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, I'm talking
There's
about,
something that owe me some residuals.
hey, really making an impact. So, as far as me, like I said, the Humble Hampton name, the brand itself, it came from when I was a youth. My mom, she always told me to remain humble because whatever God give you, he could take it away in a heartbeat. And my life kind of reflects that. I had a big family. I'm a big family man. But at the end of the day, I circle back to where the love is, you know. Like I said, my bro, if he made gray area for me, I got gray area for him, right? And that's why I'm here, you know. Enough about me.
Yeah, man.
We're going to keep it on the GrindHouse apparel. We're going to keep it on GrindHouse.
Hey, make sure y'all follow him on all social media platforms as well, man.
Do that.
I could tell y'all one thing. You know, one thing I learned about, like, when you grinding and you doing all this stuff, you only get maybe one close friend. Like, you get one, maybe two. Two if you lucky.
If you lucky.
If you lucky to get two. And I'm going to tell you this much, like, over time, like, I realized, like, even when you're chasing a level of success, like, it can be off-putting, right? Like, it can be off-putting to some because it's almost like you downplay what they're doing in their life. And I won't say it's downplaying, but it's like, say if your goal is $1 million and they achieve 50K, you like, all right, man, like, but you see their potential and you're like, man, like, you could have did so much better. And it's like being around, like having a friend over there like that. I don't know, like he lets me be me. And like I do get around people all the time that like my personality may be too big for them, or it may be off-putting, or it may rub them away. And it's like when you got a friend that lets you genuinely be yourself, like boom, like, you know, I ain't gonna say everything is always perfect, but I would say like that's one thing I can super appreciate about him is like I don't gotta be different than who I really am. Like, and if you're around me, you know I'm a real bag chaser, you know I'm a real goal getter, like, and I speak very direct. I don't leave a lot of room for gray.
I mean, bro, honestly, you know, I told you this too over the years. And when you got a lot of people telling you how you come off, and you got people telling you, oh, you too this, you too aggressive, I had to really sit down and have a conversation with somebody to let them know, like, you know what's crazy? I said, how do you think every day? I said, you know why I never have a problem out of him? I said, because whether y'all say he's aggressive or whether y'all say he's mean or whatever, I said, you know one thing I know for a fact how he thinks? I know every single day when he wake up, he positive. I don't care how it look, he is positive. Like, you know, people beat themselves up every day. I watch people talk bad and spit out bad words to themselves every single day, bro. And the biggest thing I learned from you, if I didn't learn nothing else from you, bro, is you got to bet on yourself.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that,
bro. And bro,
I'm gonna bet on me every time.
When I realized that's his motto, like he live, he breathe, he'll die by those words. Betting on yourself. You know how much it costs to have a family? You know how much it costs to start a business, not run and operate.
Keep it successful for years, like
bro, like you gotta have a different level of confidence. And as a young man, I didn't always have that. Like, again, growing up without a father, like many of my counterparts did. Like when you see another young black man that's not successful, but he's reaching for that success, and he got everything going against him, the world against him. Shit, we got out of the military at the same time. Shit, they were against us then. So when you see a person that's still positive through all those battles, you really got to sit back and ask yourself, like, man, is this person a blessing in disguise in my life, right? Like, damn, how can I reciprocate that type of energy so that way when I'm around this person, like, I want to make sure that this person don't stop. I want to make sure that this person don't change their mindset when they're around me. You should not get around me and start thinking negative. You should not get around me and want to suppress your dreams, right? And I just try to make it a goal. If I can't do nothing else for my bro, bro, I'm gonna motivate him to go hard because if he gonna make $1 million, bro, I'm getting a little Hellcat, bro. Hey, man, my bro make $1 million, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna get a little Hellcat, bro. You know, we might,
man.
you know, pull up something slight.
I mean, that's facts, man. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like, one thing I tell people all the time now, especially being like, I'm 33 now, right? So you think it's been 10 years since you know, I'm 23 when you originally meet me.
Yeah.
And I'm 33 now. Like, I don't let people make me feel bad about who I am. Yeah. Like,
and people do that often.
Like,
too.
you're not gonna make me feel bad about me. You're not gonna tell me I got too much of this or my levels on that are too much. Like, hey, that's fine, man. Like, if you think like that, cool, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, really and truly, like, keep that to yourself though, because like I tell people all the time, I like me. Like, do you understand? Like, everything I've been through in life, I got me through it. Like, I never asked. Like, I tell people all the time, I didn't. When I get a problem in life, I don't be looking left or right for no help.
Around,
I'm not looking around. Like, I'm looking at me, bro. And I know I can count on me. Like, and everything that you may feel like a ratio is off balance is like, oh, you might be too aggressive. Hey, bro, like, do you know, like, man, do you know when I'm going through some pain or something like that? That toughness about me is like what get me through.
That's what gets you through.
Like, you don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I tell people, like, you don't know what it's like, bro. I tell people all the time. There was a time in my life where I had to make $60,000 a month, like $60K a month, just to break even. I'm like, man, don't tell me about my balance.
You don't understand what type of pressure they put on you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm watching you over there. You telling me my ratio off, and you crying about your life. Like, man,
yeah, you got to go make that $60K in a year.
Hey, now
but you had to figure that out just
like,
1 month.
Yeah, like you over here telling me about your $60K a year. I'm telling you, dog, that's 30 days from now.
I was say, hey,
that's in 30 days. Like, don't tell me my ratio is off because you don't know my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know. And it's like, I ain't have no degree. I did this all for me. Like, I tell people all the time, I'm going to always be proud of me because I made it off of believing in me. Like, that's it. Like, I made, you know what I mean? I tell people, like, man, I was over $500,000 a year off of just believing in myself.
No, that's facts.
Like, so I never would let people tell me, like, oh, man, like, the way you think is this. Like, nah, bro, I mean, it might not work for you. Maybe you feel like that, but, hey, but keep that to yourself because, like, I don't even want you bringing that type of negativity. That energy, I don't even want you to bring that around me, bro, because, like, you don't know you know what I'm saying? You're not around me enough to even probably speak on, like, you know what I mean? Like, to speak on that. You know, it's like, yeah, some days do I wish like, oh, I was a little bit more nice maybe or some other things. But it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I be watching nice people get ate up out here. It's treacherous.
Drugged through the mud,
I'm talking about it's treacherous out here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just all of those different pieces, man. And so, you know, as I continue to grow, the GrindHouse brand is going to grow because it's like telling my story. You know what I mean? It's like, this is what, you know, when they talk about audio books, it's like a book about my life experience. This whole podcast is like, you know, even as we bring different guests on and things like that, it's like a story of my life. Like, and like, if you really know what's been going on over 10 years, I'm talking about court cases. I'm talking about bro,
you got a lot to speak about.
It's crazy. Like, people don't even know. So it's like when people talk about my ratios, it's like, man, like, I done gave people 10, 20, 30, 40K. Like, they done off on me about it. Like, I'm talking about I done it all, man. And it's like, for me, it's all good, man. You know, it's all good. It's all love because, you know, like, now looking back at it, I'm like, it's cool, bro. You know.
It is, bro. Life is cool. Like, especially when you got your own mindset, you know who you are. You know, you always make your own move. You stick with it, bro. So you never really had honestly, when people say you mean and like shit like that, I ain't never understand it unless I say, bro, the only way this guy's ever mean is if you like some confrontation or you did something to him. You know what I'm saying? I've never necessarily just seen you wake up on some like, fuck everybody.
No,
you know, that's why.
You know, it's crazy. I tell people all the time, like, when I hear people say certain stuff about me, I'm like, I know you ain't never really been around me. I know you never been around me because, like, bro, I'm super genuine. Like, bro, I can't even count how many people I done gave free games
just
to. Just
regularly just give stuff to.
Bro, I'm talking about I done wrote business plans for free. People done made money off of these businesses. And I ain't charging them $1.
I ain't charging them.
I'm talking about it's people all through the city we live in that I done wrote business plans for. I done really, like, gave them blueprints and they done made a couple $100,000. I ain't never be like, oh, yeah. Like, it's like real love out here. So it's like, I don't know, man. I feel like if you feel like that way about me, it's probably like I just talk real direct. I tell people that all the time. Like people not used to people talking
Being
direct.
yeah.
Like I'm a very direct person, so I talk like you might feel like I'm talking at you, but it's like, hey, bro, that's how you feel, bro. You know. But if you really around me, like you gotta know, I done gave people 20. I done gave $20 when I done had 25. Like. You know what I'm saying? Like, you done seen it, bro. You done seen it where it's months. What? Back in the business
bro,
where
I'm already knowing,
it's months
bro.
where I was like, oh, yeah, the whole staff got to eat, so I got to not eat.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, so my personality is just like that, bro. It's like, I feel like at the end of the day, the people that's around me is, you know, that's who's supposed to be around me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like one thing in life is always going to be true. Like, you can't hide the energy that you put out in the world. Like, you might be able to fake it to some people. You might be able to get online and put on a persona. You might be able to fake who you is, but like the world, like the world really know your heart. It really know your energy. And it's like, if you really be around me, you got to know that like I wake up, first thing I'm always thinking about is like putting other people in position. Like that's the realest. Like I done gave you know, people who really know me be around me know, like even with my wife, like bro, I done blew bands, racks, like just, hey, it's your dream, shawty, cool. Like I got that, whatever. It's like, but that's just me. Like if you got a dream, you got a vision, you got something you trying to push, like I'm going like want you to do that, you know. So that's kind of like everything about me, you know what I mean? Like as a person, like that's what's gonna make GrindHouse blow because it's like it's such a genuine movement, bro. Like it ain't I ain't here to outdo nobody. I ain't out here to, you know, get at nobody. Like,
shit, yeah.
bro, it's just me. Like that's really my mind frame. Like that's really my lifestyle. I ain't speaking to you on no stuff I heard. Like anything I'm talking about, like
Through
you,
experience, yeah.
it's this real. Like this stuff really happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think that's gonna be what carries the brand and grows it.
No, I definitely think you own to something, my boy. You own to something for sure. You know, before we wrap this podcast up or the show up, again, I for one want to shout out you and your brand because you actually one of those guys that's authentic. You've been consistent. You've been disciplined. You a man of your word. You know what I'm saying? We in the trust recession right now, if people don't know, especially when it comes to social media, these fake gurus. Anybody can go put some money into some marketing, go get the car and the mansion and promote to y'all and sell y'all some shit. But I'm just trying to tell y'all that this is never what's going to go on. That's never what he's ever done, ever.
No.
And, you know, I just want y'all to, you know, take some time and actually follow my bro, GrindHouse Apparel, GrindHouse 365 events everywhere, you know, and you can tell them where you at too.
Yeah, definitely, man. 365grindhouse.com is the apparel link. 365 events, that's my social media. Like, I really live that. Like, and if you know me, you'll kind of see my whole life on there. You'll see, like, I'm a big football guy. I'm a big, you know, family guy. I'm a big, all of that stuff. You're going to see a little bit about my life all over it. Like, you're just going to see, like, breadcrumbs and everything that we're talking about in these podcasts. You're going to see breadcrumbs sprinkled into it. So, you know, follow me on all platforms.
All right, my guy. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming through, man.
For sure. We out.